Hi, my name's Helen. I'm going to talk to you today from a parable that Jesus told in Luke chapter 12, verses 16 to 19. I don't know which version of the Bible you use, whether it's the Message, the NIV, but I am going to be reading from the IEV. You may not have heard of that one, it's this, the incredibly easy version. And it's my favourite way of reading the parables. So I'm going to read you today the story of the rich farmer. Here is a farmer who is very rich. The farmer is rich because his soil is rich, and his corn grows faster than anyone else's, and higher than anyone else's. At harvest time, he has much more than anyone else. Lucky man. This year he has so much corn that his old barn can't hold it all. It's bursting at the seams. No problem, says the farmer. I'll pull it down and build a bigger one. Then next year I'll be rich enough to take life easy. So he builds a bigger barn. But when harvest comes round again, the new barn isn't big enough. The greedy farmer has planted more corn than before, and carrots too. No problem, says the farmer. I'll build an even bigger, better barn. Then next year I'll be richer still, and then I can really enjoy myself. So he builds a bigger, better barn. But at harvest time, even the bigger, better barn isn't big enough. Again, the farmer has planted too much corn, too many carrots, and a few cabbages as well. This time the farmer says to himself, I'll build the biggest, grandest barn the world has ever seen, and then I shall be so rich I need never work again. The barn he builds reaches up to the sky, and when it's finished, the farmer sighs a great big sigh. Oh, tomorrow I'll gather in the harvest, and then at last I shall begin to enjoy myself. I know, I'll have a party. But that very night he dies in his sleep, just like that. The birds eat his corn, the rabbits dig up his carrots, and his cabbages go to seed. The big barn stands empty, and the rich farmer never does get to enjoy his money. Poor man. Jesus says how silly it is for a man to spend his whole life storing up riches for himself. To God, he really is a poor man. And this is a story about greed and selfishness. And we live in the Western world in a very greedy and selfish culture. And as Christians, we can get sucked in and begin to conform to that mould. And actually, Christmas is all about Jesus and all about his agenda. And so I want to encourage all of us to think about what might Christmas look like if we started to follow the type of things that Jesus would like us to do. And so here's some thoughts. For your family, why not buy them some alternative gift? There are many amazing catalogues out there. And then have the courage to tell them why you've done it. Why not spend some time helping people, doing practical things to support people who perhaps need extra help at Christmas time? What about having some of those alternative gifts for yourself instead of the designer label things? Those are some of the things you could do. You could also ask somebody to give you the money for Ignite Hope and get that book before the end of December, and then you would be a blessing to people, some of the poorest communities in South Wales in May. That would be a brilliant thing to do. Jesus says in another part of the Bible, what does it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his soul? So please will you go and read now Luke chapter 12 verses 16 to 19 and work out why that guy is rich in the parable. Hope you have an amazing Christmas celebrating with Jesus.